before the process uh, that I started with you, of course, there was a certain amount of journey that I'd already traveled, right? And during that journey, before meeting, it was more of I had to do a lot of things. I had to achieve. And so for me, my judgment was I have to be in a particular way or be so perfect for me to also achieve that light or connect with the self that I was searching for. Our conversation through helped me to connect to say that irrespective of what I am and who I am or what I do, that's never going to go. That's ever persistent, ever living, ever existence. And that's the reality that changed the whole my life perspective post our conversation. And by nature, my strength is discipline. So I used to ensure that I disciplined myself so much that I used to get tired in the body, used to also get tired in the mind, and yet feel very frustrated to say I'm doing all of this, yet I'm not connecting with that peace or that harmony that I was seeking or am seeking. And that's what changed Gautam to be. I think that was a big shift. Like you said, the joy of small things, right? It was missing. So that was what happened before in the way I was. I remember, knocking many doors in terms of what I wanted, and it's not that I haven't got. For me, something beyond the physical yoga practice is what I was looking for, where I connect my practice as well as my, enabling my conscissness. Conversation about you also came up, right? I connected with somebody earlier before you, and then this conversation. And then you recommended, and I remember reaching out to you. I remember very clearly coming to you and telling you this, right? There were 3 things that I came to you. Our initial conversation helped me to also understand, and that deep thing of, I'm equally responsible here, right? And you gave me that space to say, hey, bring in what you think you are and how much you are comfortable. So all of that kind of enabled our, connect and journey from there on. But the impediment was largely, which had worked, and luckily then I met you. So they say you meet the teacher when you are ready. So I guess I met you, and I could have had 100 things in a day. But if I had asked or reached out for a slot with you, I'd ensured that I commit to that wholeheartedly, and I'm there. Where to take it ahead, I need to also see what effect or what impact or what is the limitation I'm also facing when I'm going through certain practice. So that also happened. I experienced my interaction with others also change. So for me, I experienced it very deeply in my body. And I remember that it was not limited to just conversations or a certain yoga, asana or meditative practice. It was also few very small lifestyle changes as well, right? So once I was able to implement it, I did see a lot of change in my overall health. That started coming down. I'm not saying that it is gone, but it reduced. It reduced where I was able to hear from that space of light, hear from that space which means the well all for me and well all for everyone. So, and the biggest thing for me about this was I came in touch with a lot of things about myself which I wouldn't have. So these are the changes that happen. So in terms of, if you say it again, physically, emotionally, in my interrelationship, right? And I think I became more accepting of the other as well. Biggest tangible for me was accepting myself, because that changed a lot. Yeah, I can say this, the way my voice changed. So I think that's the biggest tangible for me, because all the others are outcomes to this big one thing that happened. So yeah, I think that's the biggest one. As long as you know what you want and you are willing to commit, I think that everything else will be taken care of. And because your style of inquiry will enable that. I feel so connected and happy. There was a day when after our conversation, I just went out and I was like, I'm very happy. It looked like the world was beautiful in every way. I mean, everything looked the most positive as positive it could be, right?